So our next storyteller is someone David also discovered at Fresh Ground Stories, and this lady, she just started coming, and she just started telling stories, and she is man, I'm just so glad that I finally got to meet her and work with her, and I want you guys to know she told me to tell you that her usual audience is aged 11 to 12. She is a teacher, so if you could summon your inner tween, you will love her even more. Please welcome Terra Lee Dennis, right there.
I'm short. Hey, woo! Okay. All right, humor me. I can't see you very well, but on the scale of 0 to 5, 5 being, oh yeah, all the time, and 0 being not even when I was born, how comfortable are you with being naked in public? Nobody? Nobody? Seen a lot of zeros? Any ones? Ones? No? No fives, yeah. You know, it really depends on the audience. If you were all 3-year-olds, you'd think, 5, yeah, let's go. You're 18, it would be a lot of giggling and, well, is there skinny dipping? Is it nighttime? Maybe. If you're 53, it's, Well, that's where I am. And it's not just that I'm nervous about being naked in public. These are the nightmares that I have. I'm a school teacher, so I get those scary dreams of showing up where I'm supposed to be at work, and all of a sudden and I have to run away, and it's horrible. I have lots of fears and phobias, and the interesting thing is the things you're afraid of are often also the things that intrigue you. It started in 1974. It wasn't just me, it was the whole country. I was just a little girl. 1974 was the year of the streaker. It was a thing. It was a craze. People would run through all sorts of official events, NFL games, golf tournaments. The Academy Awards had a streaker. Now, to be a streaker, most of the time they were young men, 20s, 30s, probably a few odd 45-year-olds, and they would strip down, put on some running shoes, and run through some official event. Sometimes they were protesting, with their causes written, painted on their chests or behinds, maybe both. Sometimes just for fun, and sometimes just because everybody else was doing it. I was sitting and watching an NFL game with my dad. It was daddy-daughter bonding time. So we were watching television, and my job was to be the remote control. See, back then, the children were the remote controls. So I would sit on the carpet, and Dad would say, go, go, go. And I'd run over, click, 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 and change the channel. So we were watching a game, and it was halftime, and I remembered seeing men talking about whatever had happened, and then someone ran across the field. There wasn't anybody else running across the field, and he didn't have a uniform on. And he was running across the field in high-top Converse, and I was just staring at the screen, and the men started talking really loudly, and soon there were guards and, referees and everybody chasing him around like a Keystone Cops routine, and they finally tackled the guy and dragged him off. And I was a little kid, but that was interesting and horrifying. My dad was sitting right behind me, so I just sat there and didn't say much. Well, that year, 1974, was also the year of the #1 hit song, The Streak, by Ray Stevens. Oh, yes, they call him the Streak. Woo! Boogie dad, fastest thing on 2 feet. Woo! Boogie dad. I memorized the whole thing. I will not sing it for you. You're welcome. It was so interesting, this idea of being naked and running around in public where people could see you. I was terrified of that, horrified. I've got lots of things that I'm afraid of, phobias that fill my head at night, but that was a big one. I'm not even going to tell you about middle school and high school. That was trauma I'm still dealing with. Even as an adult, when I go to the YMCA, I will go use the changing room, or if there happens to be a locker way over in the corner, I'll sandwich myself and put the towel over my shoulders like a superhero cape and pretend I'm invisible. My 2 daughters did not inherit this particular phobia. My older daughter's name is Kiri, and when she was old enough to jump up and run when I was trying to change her diapers, as soon as she was free, she would take off. She'd run around the house, and I'd chase her, and she'd giggle, and it was a great fun game. Sometimes the door would even be open if it was spring or summer, and out she would go, and I would run after, chasing her, grab her little naked self, and drag her back into the house. When her little sister was born, as soon as she could run, they played the nudie game together. And they would run around the house and giggle, and it was hilarious. And out the door they would go, and I'm sure my conservative Mormon neighbors were very concerned about my parenting skills. I would carry those little naked bums back into the house and get everybody dressed again. And so I guess I shouldn't have been too surprised when last spring my daughter Carrie said, "Mom, it's my birthday. I want to go to that spa on Orcas Island. You know, the clothing optional one?" "Oh, come on," she said. "You got to get over this fear. It'll be fun. Let's go." And I said, "No." She said, "All right, it's clothing optional. You can wear clothing or not. It's optional." And I said, okay, I can do that. So we took the ferry and we went to Orcas Island, and we pulled into the parking lot, paid our fees, and went through the beautiful wooden gates. And there were gorgeous trees and birds singing and babbling streams and beautiful pools. And I didn't see any of that because, of course, what I was nervous about were all the naked people. And there was a lot of them. But I kept walking toward them because that's where we were going. And then I realized that this was not the Grecian Olympics. These were just normal-looking people, normal like me. And I thought, okay. Well, then I saw there was a woman, about my age, about my shape, and she was wearing a swimming suit. I thought, okay, good, phew. So we went into the changing room, and my daughter changed, and she was off in a pool in no time, and I stood there holding my bag of swimming suit, trying to screw up my courage to the sticking point, so to speak, and I thought, okay, I can do this. I'm a grown woman. I can do this. This is not hard. This is easy. Well, I'm standing there having an Oprah discussion with myself when I hear from one of the pools, "Come on, you can do it! Take it off! Take it all off!" And I turn around, and my daughter has made friends with several others, and they're all waving. What could I do? What the heck? What the heck is usually what you say before you do something you really didn't think you could do, right? So I strip down, hold my little towel, and I toddle off to the pool, drop my towel, jump in, throw my towel over my shoulder, and then proceed to get comfortable. Kind of. Well, the girls are sweet, and they start chatting with me, and one of them is a teacher, and I'm a teacher, and one of them is a burlesque acrobat, and I can kill me. Anyway, we're having a great conversation, and one of them says, you should go to Miss Indigo Blue's burlesque school. It's amazing. You're going to have so much fun. It's just celebration of yourself. And I had a 65-year-old great-grandma in my class. You should have seen her do a glove strip. It was great. And I thought, wow. Well, if a 65-year-old great-grandma can do it, I certainly can. Well, we were chatting, having a lovely time, and the girls hopped out and went off to go try another pool, and I just lay there and was feeling myself opening a little. And I relaxed, and the sun was warm, and the birds were singing, and then I heard splash, splash, and I looked up. A woman had just jumped into the pool opposite me. Now, if I think that I am carved in the shape of an Earth Mother goddess, maybe a Paleolithic Venus, this woman was the Earth Mother goddess in all her glory, and she was very comfortable. I made contact with her hair and just kept my eyes right about there and looked at the sky occasionally, and her husband or partner, a man, hopped into the pool next to me, and they began chatting, and I was very uncomfortable and trying to figure out how I could get out of this pool and go find my daughter or stay, but if I got out, I'd have to get... Anyway, they're continue to chat with me, and finally the man gets up, he goes over and picks up the leaf net, you know, that you scoop the stuff out of the pool, and he starts walking around. I'm right there. Oh, boy. Oh. Well, he finally sat down, and he kept chatting, and he said, oh, we overheard that you're interested in going to Miss Indigo Blue's burlesque school. You gotta try it. It's amazing. I took burlesque classes. And I thought, I could tell. He said, oh my God, it was so much fun. It was the most fun I've had. You know, and we got to the performance, and the hardest thing was figuring out how to get the glitter out of your pubic hair. That was not something I had ever considered. And so I did. How would you get glitter out of pubic hair? Well, we continued to chat about glitter and hair coloring and Chinese food, and we were having a wonderful conversation, and I was laughing and realized that I'd kind of relaxed a little bit. My daughter came running over, said, Mom, we gotta go, we're gonna miss our ferry. So I hopped out and grabbed my towel and boogie-dad. And as my daughter and I were sitting on the ferry, I sat there and I thought, you know, when we're brave enough to be bare naked, whether it's baring our hearts or baring our beliefs or baring our bums, that's when we're truly human.